Are you using AI to transform your business, or are you stuck in a place where that AI is simply a tax that you pay, whether cognitively or a monthly subscription, to look at cool features that may not add any value and actually might mess with your cognitive load more than they do your bottom line? In the next 10 minutes, we're going to look at an audit to help you use AI to become human first again. So that's the pivot. Are you ready? Let's go. We want to move from stage one, which a lot of businesses are stuck in, where it's exploration. It's finding out how the tools work. And it's also using the tools to generate stuff. Okay, fine, it's nothing wrong with doing that, but that's phase one. We want to get to phase four, where it becomes transformational, where we're using the AI and the tech stack to allow us to be human first again, because that's where the value lies. If you can do something with AI, there's no reason for you to do it. And if there's no reason for you to do it, then there's something else you should be doing, which is going to be better for your business. Now, the problem is we're stuck with a lot of businesses in the place where we're exploring cool features. And, it's now does voice recognition, or I can create cool 6-second videos, or now 12-second videos. I can do all these kinds of things with it. I can use it to create my content. Hooray! It's giving you the same kind of content you've always had. And we've spoken about this. There's enough content in the world. That's not what you need to be doing. AI is going to transform your processes and make them better for you. So that's where we're stuck. And the cause that we have, as I mentioned earlier, is we've got this kind of AI tax. We've got a massive cognitive load that happens when we're trying to find an answer. So for example, how many of you have been down the rabbit hole where you're looking for something and you start exploring something else, and 2 hours later you're still in the rabbit hole? That doesn't help your business. That just means that you've been looking at things that are interesting, but it doesn't solve the problem. So how do you stop going down that rabbit hole? You don't look in the first place. So how do you stop looking in the first place? You get the AI to do things that you need, that let you focus on the human stuff. And then that rabbit hole might be cool. It might be something you want to explore, but it doesn't stop you from the daily tasks. And we call that an AI tax. Okay. You might also have a lot of subscriptions that you're not quite sure how to use, and they may overlap, but you've got them just in case. You've got Claude, and you've got ChatGPT, and you've got Gemini, and you've got Grok, and you've got something else. And which one does the job for you? Well, you don't know, because you haven't really dived into them in detail. And you're probably paying for the same thing in more than one instance, and you're not quite sure which one is going to do the job for you. Okay, so what we want to do is the solution that we want to get is we want to get to kind of an AI maturity on this. And we want to get away from making stuff, and we want to get to a point where we're building solutions and we're building system architecture that makes your life and your business better. So the first phase, there's 4 phases that you kind of go through. The first phase is exploration, and that is stuck in the, what can this do? Let's check out the features. Let's play with them, okay? And you can use it to make content. Cool, that's exploration. And the second phase is integration. So how do you integrate the one thing with the other thing to make it better for you? So we're going to look at how that's going to work in a minute. And the third phase is optimization. So once you've got an integration, how do you optimize it so it works for you and you don't have to be involved as much? And the fourth phase is transformation. So transformation means that your tech stack and your automations and your AI is working well enough that you can step away from doing that and get back into the thing you're really good at. And that's being a human and being empathetic and understanding to solve problems from that way, okay? So how do we do it? How do we move from exploration into kind of integration? Okay, so the first thing is find a problem in your business or a process. Find a process that you do that you can automate, and it could be one step. Maybe it's onboarding, and there's a small process in there that you can do this with. An example that I've got is, from a tax perspective, I need to do mileage. So instead of going through my calendar manually and copying and pasting it, the simple task that I've set up is every week, please go through my calendar, look at the appointments, and turn the ones that have happened into an Excel sheet with where I went to and the date. Okay, so that gives me a start of a logbook. Fantastic, simple, and it works. So that's quite handy, that works. And then the next step is connecting the tools together. So how do I connect that with something else? So simple, I take that logbook information that's now in an Excel. I say, I want you to please look up this tax table. I think it's whatever it is at the moment, and multiply that by the number that I've got in kilometers to get to this venue and back again. And then I want you to turn that into another sheet, and I want you to export that sheet every week to 0. So I'm integrating that system. So I've pulled it off my calendar into Excel. I've got that, or into Google Sheets. I've got that. I've got it to do a formula for me. I've taken that, given an output, and then I've asked it to upload that and connect it with 0. So now I've got that integration happening, okay? And then the next thing you want to do is say, if there's a tool out there that does the thing that you're doing for 20 bucks a month, then you need to pivot your business or the things you're doing. So there's a 20-buck AI tool that does things that you do. And if they do it, then what's the point of you doing it? So how do you automate that? And how do you turn that into something that you don't have to worry about? If you're in a position where you're spending 20% of your time trying to fix something, or more than 20%, then that's not really integrated. There's still a manual injection point in there. So it took me a while to get that simple thing like the mileage calculator to work, but now it does. So now I don't need to worry about it. I set and forget. The only thing I need to check, and this will be something that I'll do, is I want to make sure that it's using the correct mileage. So I think it's set at $1.17 or something per kilometer at the moment. I'd like it to go and fetch that data to make sure that when the tables change, it does it for me automatically. Awesome. Until they move that data, and then I won't find it. But the idea is to automate that as much as possible. I still need to check it because it might miss something or it might add something. That's kind of part of the tax, but at least I've optimized a lot of it, okay? Then what I want you to do is do a ghost test. So the ghost test means this. Take the thing you think is really important and turn it off for 48 hours and see how much you use it. And if you don't have to use it for 48 hours, maybe you don't need it. Maybe it's not as critical to your business as you thought it was, okay? If that's the case, then also look at, is there another tool that you're already paying for that does the same job? So maybe a while ago, 2 tools did different things and the updates has made them do the same. So maybe if there's 2 tools, one you only use for the specific function, and there's another tool that you're using, but it's also got that function attached, take the one with the specific function and set it on a trial delete, okay? And see if you need to go back to it, or you can use the new one for that. In the show notes, we're going to look at a thing called joy versus noise, and it'll help you to audit this. And really what you're looking at is, what's the daily utility like? Joy is, I use this every day to solve a problem, and the noise is, I use it because I'm supposed to do it, and someone told me that it's a good idea, okay? What does the output quality look like? Joy is, it's 90% there, it's ready to ship, it does most of the things I want it to do, all I need to do is look over it, like an employee that kind of needs some help in a sense check. Or it's so annoying because I always have to rewrite it, it gets it wrong, and it's not giving me the output I want. That's not great, okay? How does it work with your system? This is the next one, system harmony. It talks with my CRM, my Slack, my Excel, my whatever it is, right? And it makes that kind of process seamless. Or, oh, you know what, it's a data island and I need to export data manually. And at the moment, I've got a client who's moved to another system for a good reason, but that other system doesn't speak to this system. And so they actually have to do a manual export of data to do emails, and that's just silly. So we're trying to integrate that. And then here's the one that's interesting. What's the emotional impact that these things have on you? So when you see that little icon, are you excited to click on it and see what's happening for the day? Or is it going to filling you with dread that you need to go back to this tool that you don't really like and it doesn't really work for you? Or do you feel tech fatigued, like, oh gosh, this is something I don't really need to deal with right now? If you're in the noise place, then there's something wrong. And it might not be the tech, it might be the way you've integrated or not, but try and get to that point where it's joy and it makes your life easy, okay? When you've done that, what you want to do is you want to consolidate the things you've done, okay? So take that thing you do manually, take the one idea, turn it into something that becomes automated, fantastic. Then consolidate it and twin it, right? So you get the automation process working and you do the same job manually to check that the data works. That's great. And when you've got that working and you're happy that the output is the same as your manual output, so the sense check is there. Then is the time, that's the fourth phase, is you're investing in humans. So what do you bring to the party that your AI doesn't? And there's a lot. There's yourself, there's your personality, there's your empathy, there's understanding stuff that AI just simply can't do, okay? So what's really important is winning here is being able to clear your boundaries, okay? You need to put boundaries in place that say, this is what my AI does, and this is where I take over. It's the difference between the machine and the soul. And you will have already discovered that it's a great kind of tool, but it ain't got no soul, and it doesn't really have a view on the future. It's always stuck in the past. So the idea with your AI is to get rid of the slop, get rid of the AI tax, move to a place where it's doing the work for you, so you can invest in doing the work that you need to do, which is soul-based work, and the AI can do the machine-based work. That's it for today. We'll be back next week with another episode. Please be sure to like, comment, share, and tell me what you think. I would be amazed to know if this has helped you in any way. I'm Clint Griffin. This is the Unselling Philosophy. Have an amazing day.